Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. It is match day 11. Arsenal take on Watford. Before we before we go into the international break, this is our last game. A chance for Arsenal. We are currently seventh on the table, but that is not a point to worry about because just a point takes us above Brighton and Manchester United. So we do not really have to worry. No worries, no worries. Arsenal take on Watford at the Emirates Stadium. What could possibly go wrong? That's the biggest question I'm going to ask. What could possibly go wrong? It's a big game. It's definitely a big game. The players have already arrived. I'm looking at the Arsenal players. Tomiyasu is arriving. Alexander Lacazette is arriving. Ben White is arriving as well. I can see Tomiyasu, man like Tomiyasu arriving. I can see Ben is arriving as well. I think I should just share with you. The men are arriving. Show on screen. Yeah, show on screen. Let the lads see. So you can see the lads are arriving. The boys are arriving. Ben White there arriving with the likes of Tomiyasu. I mean, it's a short clip, but the boys have arrived, and anytime from now, we're gonna be getting the starting 11. We're gonna be getting the confirmed 11. What Mikel Arteta has gone for. It's a very, very important game, and I hope Arsenal do not disappoint me. 9 games in all competition without a loss. That is Arsenal Football Club. 9 games in no competition without a loss, and at home we've actually gone 7 games without a loss. We last lost a game when we were entering the first international break. That was against Manchester City. They did humiliate us. It was a disintegration. It was a violation. You could call it whatever you want. But now we are back on form. And look, it's one of those days when I just love Arsenal days, Arsenal match days. It's one of those days when I love to see Arsenal play. It's just one of those days when I feel like I'm happy to see Arsenal, arriving for games. I'm happy to see Arsenal arriving for match days. It's one of those happy days. Josh Kroenke has been speaking on Sky. And after probably today in the evening or probably tomorrow in the morning, I will try to look into Josh Kroenke and what he said on his interview. But what is your prediction, guys, on this game? I need your prediction. I think Arsenal is going to win this one 3-1. Oh God, please do not disappoint me. Chelsea have already done a draw with Burnley. United have lost to Manchester City. We need to win this game. And look, you know what's surprising about this game is if Arsenal win this game, actually, we will be 6 points off the top of the table. Can you believe that? Because if we win it, we will be 6 points behind Chelsea, and Chelsea are table leaders. You can't believe that. You can't believe that. Arsenal, on the 3rd international break, we will actually be 6 points behind the table leaders. During the first international break, we were bottom of the table, no points, no nothing. I was fuming. You still remember, guys? I was absolutely fuming. I closed the live shows. I closed everything. I was humiliated. That was a violation, and I decided not to do any more live streams. But now live streaming is back. Everything is back, and I just feel like the channel, is flying. Francis says hi. Andrew says hi. Andrew says Arsenal 3-1 win for Arsenal. Thank you so much, Andrew. Matov says hi. Henry says winning is sure today. Francis says Arsenal 3-0 Watford. Matov says Arsenal 4-0 Watford. And I hope, look, guys, I hope these predictions come through. That is what we want. Look, it's taken so long for Arsenal fans to feel like we want to have a match day. We want the team to be playing. We want the team to be, going out there. I was scared of match days. I've been scared of match days. I'm telling you, I've been scared of match days all the time. Arsenal is playing. I've been scared of match days. What's going to happen? Are we going to lose? Are we going to concede 3? But I think one thing that the past 9 weeks have taught us, or 7 weeks, is we can play good football, we can go into matches confident, and we can win games. As simple as that. Play positive, be yourself. You can win games. I mean, the individual mistakes are still there, but they are very, very little. We are no longer making those huge individual mistakes, of course, apart from the Crystal Palace game. But I think we are becoming better as a unit. We are becoming better as a team. So Watford, they come into this game, they should be well prepared. They should be well prepared, because it's a game that's going to be very, very, very difficult for them. They're sitting 16th on the table. They have only collected they've only collected 10 points this season. And you know what that means is that if Arsenal win this game, we shall have collected we shall have collected twice the number of points Watford have collected. And just imagine this. Just imagine this. Yes, they are 16th. They are 16th on the table, and we are only 7 points clear of them. But just imagine if Arsenal lose this game, and this is me playing devil's advocate, right? This is me playing devil's advocate. If Arsenal lose this game, actually, listen to this. If Arsenal lose this game, we can only fall 3 positions backwards, right? We can only fall behind. If Everton win, Leicester City win, and who else? Everton, Leicester, and Tottenham. If they win their games, they're the only clubs that can displace us today. West Ham is above us at the moment, and they are 3 points clear, but they're playing Liverpool, so we have a chance to go into the next international break on level points with a team in the fourth, in the fourth position on the table, because I don't think we can displace them. We have a negative 1 goal difference. They have a positive 9, unless they lose like 5-0 to Liverpool or 4-0 to Liverpool, and Arsenal win 4-0 against Watford. For me, I think winning against Liverpool, Watford, 4-0. That is possible. Of course, we have our own problems when it comes to creating chances and scoring goals, but our conversion rate has been a little bit on point. So think about it in this way: if Arsenal just beat Watford, we are going to be joined fourth. Yes, we are gonna be joined fourth, and that is why such games. I've already said this, that if we had collected those 2 points against Crystal Palace, we would be fourth today. Look, we would be top 4. Come on, and I speak this, on the back of, at the back of my mind. I know that it's a very, very difficult month. It's November. It's not easy for us in November. Everybody knows that. It's one of those difficult months, very, very difficult months for Arsenal. For Arsenal as a club, and Arsenal fans and Arsenal players. But we've got to hold a grip. The good thing is that we only have 3 games in this November month, and I think that's a point. I think that's a very, very big point. We shall play. We are playing Watford today at 5 p.m. We shall take on Liverpool. That is away from home on the 20th of this month. Damn it. It's not good. It's not good. But after that, we will then play Newcastle at home. I don't care. You know what? I don't care what the result is between Arsenal and Liverpool. I don't care about that result. If I can beat Liverpool, if we can beat Watford today and go joint fourth, I don't care what the result comes, or what the result is going to be out of the Liverpool game. Even if we lose 5-0, even if we lose 6-0, it doesn't matter. As long as we can then bounce back in the following game, which will actually be Newcastle at home. They've been dreadful. They've been absolutely dreadful this season. And so if we can beat Newcastle in that game, we shall start. We have a very difficult December. Very, very difficult December. Because there, in December 2nd, on December 2nd, we shall play Manchester United. On December 6th, we shall play Everton. On 11th of December, we shall play Southampton, and then we shall play West Ham as well. Those are 4 very hard games. Very, very hard games in December. Actually, to make you understand, I think those are those are the hardest games that we have. Those are the hardest games we have coming up. So it's not going to be an easy run. Southampton have not been really doing well, so probably that is we could get 3 points there. West Ham have been so good, we could grab a point there. Everton, it depends, but because for me they started well, they have dwindled a little bit, but the focus now is on Watford. And guys, I'm telling you, we can beat Watford. There is no reason we don't beat Watford today. There is no reason. They've been, look, they're shocking, right? They're shocking. They do give you those kind of shockers a little bit, but look, they have lost 6 games in a season. That is where you step in and win the game. I'm still waiting for Mikel Arteta's lineup. I'm still waiting for Mikel Arteta's starting 11. I hope Edin Ketia doesn't start, because when I refresh my Twitter, Edin Ketia was the man on the screen. Make sure you do give me your prediction. And one thing that we have to learn is as I go live more, you guys are going to be we need to learn giving, and super chats help the channel. So if you guys are will be grateful enough, super chats do help out the channel. Make sure you turn on your super chats. Make sure you do. If you're generous enough, just donate a super chat with a comment. Really means a lot. So what are the 5 talking points as we enter this game? Not really talking points, but maybe historical points that we have to look at, or maybe the major talking points as we look at, as we may look at as we enter this game. Number 1, Arsenal have won 11 of their 14 Premier League game meetings with Watford, drawing 1 and losing 2, scoring at least once every single time they faced the Hornets in the competition. That's a very good statistic. That's a very good statistic. We have beaten them 11 times in the Premier League, right? We've beaten them 11 times in the Premier League. That's a statistic there. Yeah, that one there is a big statistic. That one is that one there is a very, very big statistic. We've beaten them 11 times out of 14. Look, guys, come on. This should be 12 times out of 15, right? This should be this should be 12 times. I don't care how we get the win, whether it is 1-0, whether we pack a bus, whether we attack them, whether we go all over them. I'll try to dive into how I think Arsenal should line up and things like that. Not really, but how I think we should approach the game. But we've beaten them 11 times. We can do this. It's business as usual. Let us make it a shooting practice, just like Manchester City did with Manchester United. It turned out to be a shooting practice, right? Let us make it a shooting practice. Watford have lost 6 of their 7 away Premier League games against Arsenal, with the exception of being a 2-1 victory in January 2017. Right. These lads have actually lost 6 of their 7 away Premier League. Every time they came at the Emirates Stadium, they've lost the game. Every time they came at the Highbury, they lost the game. Every time they came against Arsenal on the road, they have lost the game. With the exception of only one. That was in 2017. I do not care. I absolutely don't care. So people, that one there is another very good statistic. Very, very good statistic. Arsenal, right? Arsenal have not lost a game. Actually, we have not dropped points at home against Watford in 6 games. History doesn't matter. Well, it does this time. It does this time. I'm the man. I'm your man when it comes to history doesn't matter. History doesn't matter. Well, this time it does. This time, I'm sure it does. Right. So since point number three, since losing against both West Brom and Newcastle in 2010-2011, Arsenal are unbeaten in 31 Premier League home games against promoted sides. Right? We have won 26 and drawn 5 in the last 31 games. This is a big point for Brentford because they beat us. I don't even know how their pack is called anymore, right? Because we were put in a spliff there, but they put us in a spliff. They put us in a spliff, and they were laughing. They had a laugh. They had their jaws out. We have not lost a game at home in 31 Premier League games. We've not lost a game at home against a promoted side in 31. That is we last lost a game at home against Newcastle and West Brom in the 2010-2011 season. Watford, Brentford, and Norwich, they should know better. When they come at the Emirates Stadium, it's business Arsenal. It's a non-negotiable, right? And they're saying here that the Gunners have only failed to score in one of those games, a goalless draw against Middlesbrough in 2016. So in the last 31 games at home against promoted side, we have fucked them up. And actually, we have not failed to score in 30 of those games. We have only failed to score once in 31 games. Come on, Arsenal. Come on, Arsenal. Come on, Arsenal. We can do this. We will do this. This is it. This is Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners. Come on, you Gunners. This is it. Because, look, so all the statistics indicate that we will score. All the statistics indicate that we will win. We should do nothing other than that, right? We should do nothing other than that. We are getting into the starting lineups very, very soon. Just the last 2 points. Arsenal lost their first 3 Premier League matches, but are unbeaten in their last 7. Listen, Arsenal lost their first 3 Premier League matches, but are unbeaten in their 7 games since then, winning 5 and drawing 2. Last having a longer unbeaten league run between January and March 2020, 8 games. The Gunners are the first in the Premier League side to lose their first 3 games and then none of their next 7 since Wimbledon in 1996-1997. Lost 3-1-7. We could have won 7 as well, but we are still preparing our squad, so please go slow. Or please go easy on us. Please go very, very easy on us. So we've not lost a game in a 7. We are actually trying to equal the record. We actually set winning. No, we didn't set the record. What did I read? We didn't set the record. It was actually Wimbledon. And actually, the longest unbeaten run we've gone as an Arsenal side has been 8 games. So please make it 8. We might lose against Liverpool. Yeah. We might lose against Liverpool, but I do not care. I do not care. I've told you. I do not care. All I care about is Watford and Newcastle. Those are 2 games in this November that I care about. Watford and Newcastle. Get me 6 points there. Liverpool is a free pass. You guys can go on a holiday and concede 10-0. I can defend you on my live stream. I'm gonna be your PR. When we lose that game, I'll be Arsenal's PR this time, right? I'll be Arsenal's PR, I promise. Right. Watford beat Everton 5-2 in their last away Premier League match and are looking for consecutive away wins in this competition for the first time since September 2017 under Marco Silva. The Hornets' last 5 away wins in the Premier League have come under different managers: Javier Garcia, Quique Flores, Nigel Pearson, Cisco, and Claudio Ranieri. So look, they're not good on the road. I really blame them for not being good on the road because they are underdogs, aren't they? They're underdogs. So I don't really blame them for not being good on the road. I don't really blame them. But there's no Thomas Partey today. Let's get into the lineup, people. The lineup is out. Thank you so much, at She Knows Arsenal. Very, very beautiful lady. Make sure you don't make mistakes by asking me about her. But so I'm going to dive into your comments as well. But let me share the screen. and we look at the starting 11 people, right? Let's look at the starting 11. It's already out, and to my disappointment, some players are not in. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. This is the starting lineup. Thank you so much at She Knows Arsenal. I should be doing my own graphics as well. I think She Knows Arsenal has actually moved a step ahead of me, which is very good, when it comes to Arsenal content creation. Yes. But Aaron Ramsdale is in goal. Tahekira Tomiyasu, Ben White, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Nuno Tavares. So that means we are playing a back four without Kian Tierney. Come on, Arsenal. Come on, Mikel. What's this? Is Partey on the bench? Partey is not even on the bench. Come on, Arsenal. Come on, Mikel. Why does he play Ainsley? Why does he play Ainsley Maitland-Niles? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why does he play Ainsley Maitland-Niles? He should have played Odegaard if he should have played Odegaard if Partey was not available, or Mohamed El Neni. But maybe he's planning for January. I don't know. He could be planning for January, trying to give Ainsley Maitland-Niles some game time. But Partey is not even on the bench. So let us go into the. Let's get through the starting 11. We have started with Aaron Ramsdale in goal, Takehiro Tomiyasu, Benjamin White, Gabriel Magalhaes, Nuno Tavares, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Albert Sambi-Lokonga, Emile Smith Rowe, my number 10, Bukayo Saka, my number 7, Alexander Lacazette, and my captain, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. We are playing a 4-4-2. Guys, smash a like on the video. Smash a like on the video if you feel like the 4-4-2 should be the lineup, it should be the formation that Arsenal use. Because yes, it's proven to be a little bit fruitful than the others, but I don't know. I'm still skeptical, and you can't blame me for being skeptical, can you? You really can't blame me for being, a little bit, at least a little bit skeptical. You can't really blame me. But overall, I do not have a problem with. I no longer have a problem. Yeah, I think that's the way to put it. I no longer have a problem with. What's happened to Google these days? It's like hell. It's like hell. Right. So guys, lineup reactions. Does Ainsley Maitland-Niles? Why is Ainsley playing in this game, and what is the role of Ainsley Maitland-Niles in this game? Because for me, I feel like Martin Odegaard could do a better job without Thomas Partey, because we have Albert Sambi-Lokonga, and he would give Martin Odegaard the license. I don't know why he plays Ainsley. I do not agree with the decision, Mikel. Absolutely, I do not agree with it, and that is my point. That is my stance. I do not agree with with Ainsley. But the rest of the lineup is absolutely fine. The rest of the lineup is absolutely okay. We are playing a 4-4-2. Can you imagine? Look, I can't imagine myself. I would never imagine myself saying this. But the truth is, I think Mikel these days is getting it right. It's getting right. And look, I'm no person who loves, being bickering, right? Always bickering, the manager this, the manager that. When he does something good, I want to come out and say, the manager's done something right, the manager's done something good, we've got to back him, and we've got to stand by him. And when he does shit, of course, I'll always smoke him. But these days, he's getting it right. He's getting it right. So we are playing a 4-4-2. Right, we are playing a 4-4-2 with Alexander Lacazette and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang leading the line. Is it a wise lineup? Is he right? Is he wrong? That's the big question. For me, I think he is right, because this is the third time that he's playing a 4-4-2. He's always wanted to play a 4-3-3, and for me, I believe he has understood that the project he wants to do and the project he has at the moment are very, very different. He can't play a 4-3-3 at the moment. Maybe in the next 2 years or 3 years, he can play, maybe next season, or maybe next season with one there. he can play he can play a 4-3-3. But at the moment he can't. He really can't play a 4-3-3. So he's literally played a 4-4-2, or you can call it a 4-4-1-1, right? This time it is not a 4-1-4-1, but it is more like a 4-4-1-1. Let me share with you this screen. Let me just share with you this screen. Right. Stop sharing that. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right. So let's try to share our. Let me share with you this screen because it's better. Yeah, it's absolutely better. It's absolutely better. All right. It's absolutely better. All right. So there we go. There we go. I might just need to change the overlay and remove this, hide the overlay, which is actually going to be a big problem. Which won't be a big problem at all. All right. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. So this is the starting lineup. This is the Arsenal starting lineup. I hope everybody can see it. If you can't, I could make it bigger, can I? All right. Continue in browser. Thank you for your nonsense. All right. So this is our starting lineup. It's much more like the usual starting lineup, a lineup that I think is becoming a little bit more consistent, something that I really do like. So if you look at SofaScore actually, and you look at the rating of our players, it tells you everything you need to know, right? It tells you everything you need to know. The rating of of the Arsenal players, right? Make this red, makes it better. All right. Right. So here we go. So Ramsdale in goal. I think he might need to look. He might need to be, better. He might need to be better than he was or than he has ever been, because they have Joshua King and they have Ismail Sarr, right? So it's not going to be an easy game. So if you look at the Watford lineup, they've gone with Ben Foster, Danny Rose, Craig Cathcart, Nicholas Nkolu, and Chico Femenia. They're playing one holding midfielder, and that is Moussa Sissoko. 4 in front of him is Emmanuel Dennis, another dangerous one. Another dangerous one. Emmanuel Dennis, Jurash Kuka, Ozan Tufan, or Ozan Tufan, whichever way you want to put it, and Ismail Sarr. The striker is Joshua King. Now, I said this during the statistics time, and I said the last time they won a game away from home, they beat Everton 5-2. But among the goal scorers was Ismail Sarr and Joshua King. Joshua King got a hat-trick in that game. So Arsenal need to be very, very wary of that lad. Very, very, very wary, because it's dangerous. There's no question about that. He's very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. He's very, very deadly. A player who scores a hat-trick away from home is as good as any other player, right? But let us not focus, on Watford before. Let us first focus on Arsenal. But before we focus on Arsenal, I would love to get some of the comments. I would love to get some of your comments. Thanks everybody who's commented. Alvis has said 4-4-2 is great. Alba and Laka, great combination. Thank you so much. Adam has said Partey is a big loss for the expected win. 4-0. Yeah, I think it's a big loss because they have Sissoko, right? They have Sissoko, and I think when you're playing players like Sissoko, you need players like Partey in the midfield, because Sissoko can boss the midfield. He's like Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. He's like Bissouma. He's like Enoch Mwepu. He's dangerous. He's deadly. But I think we can win. Gaddafi has said, I'm scared. Please don't be scared. I think there is nothing to be scared of. 8 will come in when 9 is out. Trust me, this lineup will work, bro. This is according to Godfrey. Says Odegaard will come on for Lacazette. All right, Odegaard should definitely start. This is according to Slab. Alvis says fire Arsenal. Kenneth says Partey with tight groin. Sorry today. Yeah, I mean, but I'm gonna miss him. Are we signing Zakaria? Let us keep that for the Arsenal transfer show because we're gonna have match talk there. Godfrey says, bro, no worries about Niles. I'm sure he will do better. Remember that that is his preferred position. Just watch and see. All right. I mean, that is a little bit reassuring. If you're the manager, I'll give you some marks in the in the press conference. I would really give you some marks in the press conference. I'm telling you for facts. Okay. So I'll give you some marks in the press conference. All right. Okay. Let's see what you lot are saying. Let's see what you lot are saying now. Glenn, where okay. Sambi Lokonga in lineup today against Watford. Yes, he's in. Good starting 11, bro. It's a sure win according to the lineup. All right. Ian says if we Shalit will happen if in first half, as we have been saying. I mean, if look, the first half, our performances in the first half have been absolutely mesmerizing. That's the one. How are you, bro? That's according to Joseph. I'm good. How are you, Joseph? Why don't we play Odegaard? Not now. I mean, I said it. I said, look, if we lose this game, I won't be fuming because of one change. No, I won't be fuming because of one change. No, not really. We've gone 7 games unbeaten, but I just ask Arsenal to win another game. That's all, right? But my concern though is we could have played Martin Odegaard here. Let's see. We could have played Martin Odegaard here instead of Ainsley Maitland-Niles. What Ainsley does is he's gonna provide cover for Nuno Tavares, and I think he's played him because Emil Smith Rowe really doesn't provide that much cover to Nuno Tavares, and he's played him because of Ismail Sarr. I think that's the reason. He's played Ainsley because of Ismail Sarr. I think that's the reason. Because Ismail Sarr, do you remember when we played Villarreal? Who's that guy that plays off the flanks? Is it called Chukwueze? Something like Chukwueze? I think it's called Chukwueze, something like that, right? I think it's got, for Villarreal. I think it's a similar situation what he's trying to do. He's trying to protect the left back by adding extra support because he knows if you expose your team against a player like Ismail Sarr, it's a problem, right? It's a big problem. And actually, if you look at the rating of these players, you can see Ismail Sarr and Joshua King with Emmanuel Dennis, just like I said about them. It's only Danny Rose that has a better rating than Sarr and Emmanuel Dennis. So what he's done, he knows that they're going to play throughout the wings. And of course, on the right-hand side of the pitch, we are sorted. Tomiyasu is absolutely doing a very, very great job, on the right-hand side of the pitch. But on the left-hand side of the pitch, Nuno Tavares is not yet as firm as Kian Tierney. And obviously, he's not yet as experienced. He doesn't have the pedigree in the Premier League. But of course, you know that Nuno also loves the adventures, right? He's like a hobbit. He loves going on those unexpected journeys. Some of them expected, some of them unexpected. So if you're looking for, if you are, what was that game? What was that movie? It was called The Hobbit, right? It was called The Hobbit. So if you're the Hobbit and you love going on journeys, you're gonna leave your home exposed, definitely. Yes, you might come back with packets and packets of gold or silver or diamond, but at the end of the day, you leave your position very, very exposed. So I think what he's done is he's played Ainsley to do the Granit Xhaka role. How do you see? Because Ainsley is that versatile, right? Boy, I just love the way this team looks like. Look at the ratings of our players. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang 7, Smith Rowe 7. You have 7 for Gabriel, 7 for Aaron Ramsdale before the match starts, and that speaks much about how this team is actually gathering quality all the time. Okay, guys. So with Ainsley, we now know the reason as to why he's played him. But my question is, He's played Ainsley at the expense of creativity, right? What Thomas Partey does cannot be provided for by Ainsley Martinez. Ainsley cannot provide a quarter of what Thomas Partey does. We've got to be honest. We love these players. They are our players, and there is no reason to actually shit them. But we've got to agree what we get from Ainsley is not anywhere close to what we get from it's not anywhere close to what we get from Thomas Partey. So there's a big question there. Kenneth, you're saying Niles is gonna make no worries. It is his favorite position. Niles is the most calm player. I know that's according to Slab. And then Bonnet Holding says, what a test for now. Yeah, what a test for now. Maybe I don't know. Because the more I think about it, the more it makes less sense. If you brought him to because they're playing Sissoko, right? They're playing Sissoko, and based on their lineup, you can easily see that they don't play a low block. And the manager that they have in Claudio Ranieri, we know what he does. He never plays a low block. We've seen him at Leicester City. We've seen him on a couple of occasions. In the Premier League, he doesn't play a low block. He doesn't play a low block. So it's gonna be a very, very open game. And with Moussa Sissoko likely, like I said, likely to bust the midfield, it's going to be even more entertaining than I expected. I'm telling you. It's going to be more entertaining than I expected. So let's hope it's going to be a good game. Let's hope it's going to be a very, very good game. But people, I do need your predictions. The predictions you've given me, 80 people watching, the predictions you've given me are very, very low. My prediction is Arsenal 3, Watford 1. Where is Thomas Partey? Joel, someone has already told us Partey is suffering from a groin. What do you think the score will be? 3-1 in favor of Arsenal. That is my prediction. Arsenal 3, Watford 1. Get in Arsenal. Official U1 says it's gonna be 4-1. Thank you so much, official. Lawrence says Arsenal need a creative midfielder in the game. Ian says Niles is mature, guys. He does not panic, and he can be more offensive. That's why Odegaard can't be offensive than Niles. Bonnet says 3-1 in favor of Arsenal. I need more predictions, people. I need more predictions, and I need more likes on the video. I need more predictions, and I need more likes on the video. My man Glenn says 3-1 Aubameyang. Oh my god. Look, guys, Aubameyang has scored. Did I put a thumbnail on this thing? Yeah, yes, I did. Aubameyang has actually scored. Aubameyang has scored 4 goals this season, and the top scorer in the league is Salah with 10. Right now, this is not me being a little bit too optimistic or greedy, but if Aubameyang can grab 2 goals in this game, he will be only 4 goals off the golden boot race. But the second top scorer, the player who scored the second largest number of goals for Arsenal in the league is actually Jamie Vardy. He scored 7 goals. So if Aubameyang can score at least 2 goals, he will be in the golden boot race. And look, trust me, let me tell you this: the more your strikers score goals, the more your players are competing in the golden boot race or anything like that, the more it becomes better. I'm telling you. Look, this is not me being a little bit. This is not me being very, very delusional, right? This is not that is not me being very, very delusional. Not really. Let me just look at this. All right. Thanks everybody who has watched the first video, by the way. It was about Zakaria and Dusan Vlahovic. We shall have more of those talks during the international break. So make sure you do tune in on the channel. Smash a like on the video. I wanted to check how many likes we should make it to at least 50 likes on this video, people. If it is not 50 likes, it is very, very low. Make sure we smash the like button. Okay. Noah says it is 3-0 for Arsenal. Roger Braca, Arsenal 2, Watford 1. Ian, Arsenal 2, 1 Watford. Joel says 3-1 Arsenal winning, and Laka scoring the second goal. Thank you so much. Mark saying we are going to score 3-1. That is my prediction. Thank you so much, Mark. Much appreciated. I really do appreciate when you guys give me your match predicted match predictions. I really love them. I really do love them. So we are at we are apparently, how many likes have we got on the channel, on the video? We've got 36 likes. Let's move them to 40. Let's move them to 40 people. Let's move them to 40, and obviously make sure that we hit 50 likes. Make sure we hit 50 likes before the game starts. Okay, make sure we hit 50 likes before the game starts. So match predictions, I need them, and right about now, I'm going to try to dive into what I think we need to do in this game and how the game is going to be going down. All right. But I'm going to be taking your predictions as well. To me, now is fast and can break the counter. That's according to Wilson, and can break the counter attacks if there are any. Arsenal 3-1. Thank you so much. Joe says 3-1. Arsenal winning and Laka's second goal. Mark, we are going to score 3. That is my predictions. Thank you so much, Mark, as well, for the lovely prediction. All right, I'm going to leave the starting 11. I'm going to leave the lineup on the screen for anyone who has not actually watched it. All right, I'm going to leave it on the screen for anyone who's not actually watched it. All right, there we go. So I'm putting it on the screen. If you've not watched it yet, let me leave it on the screen as we try to dive into much of what we expect out of the game. It is we still have a couple of minutes, by the way. We still have a couple of minutes. We are around we still have 30 minutes to the game. 30 minutes. So probably you people can call in as well. I would love you guys can call in and tell me what you expect. The link, I pasted the link in the comment section. Link is in the comment section. Call in. Anaclet. You say, is that a name? Anaclet? Yes, that's the name. Says Arsenal 4-1. 1 Brentford. Arsenal 4. Slab says Arsenal 4-1 as well. Roger Bracker says a big setback to have not to have Partey out. I wish he will be back soon for the next game, brother Cossy. I think he will be back. Look, I think he will be back. Definitely. Right? Definitely, I think it's gonna be back. I think he will be back. Make sure you call in. The link. Let me display the link. That is the link. All right. That is the link. Just look for my message, Cossy's Arsenal podcast. Click on that link, and you'll be able to call in. And we do share thoughts and we share opinions about what you think about this game. Exactly. Make sure you do call in right about now. I'm not going to have a watch along, but make sure you do tune in for the aftermath. We're going to have a live reaction and a live basically it's a reaction and a match highlight show. Right. So let me try to dive into this game. Which players are to watch out for? Number one, I think Nuno Tavares. We need to look at Nuno Tavares is going to be a key player in this game. Not for two reasons. One, I think Ismail Sarr is going to be one of the players that really disturb us a lot. So Nuno Tavares has got to know that he's up against one of the best wingers in the league, in Ismail Sarr. There's no question about that. If there is a player that I know uses the width and can score goals, that is Ismail Sarr. Linked with Liverpool, linked with with Manchester United. That shows you the quality of the lad. And I think, to be honest, because we're Arsenal fans, we cannot really say that. We cannot fail to be honest. To be honest, this guy's quality has not dropped in a while. That's the truth. His quality has not dropped in the past 2 seasons. So Ismail Sarr will be taking on Nuno Tavares, and that's why I think Tavares is player number 1 on the watch list. How does he handle Ismail Sarr? But apart from that, with his obligations of handling Ismail Sarr, he's going to have another big job, and the job he's going to have is to come forward and create chances. If you look at our midfield at the moment, Ainsley and Albert Sambi Lokonga are not creating anything. I don't think they're going to be providing us with that kind of creativity that we would like to have. Do I have a guest? I've invited. So if I have a guest, right? All right, we have a guest. Hello, how are you doing, brother?
Yes, Cossy, how are you?
I'm
Hello,
fine. Let me
Cossy.
just get my headphones. I'm fine.
How are
How
you,
are you doing?
Cossy?
I'm good. How are you
Good.
doing?
You are speaking to Francis.
Yes, please, Francis.
I'm Francis from Noya.
Yeah.
Cossy, I'd like to know who's on the bench, then I can see. Because I don't know exactly who are they on the bench. Can you read?
Oh.
Can you show us who are on the bench?
Yeah. Yes,
Are you
on the
getting me?
bench. Yes, please. Yes, please. On the
Hmm.
bench. On the bench today. You have
Yes.
Martin. Yeah, you have Martin Odegaard is on the bench. You have Cedric Soares is on the bench. Nicolas Pepe or Nicola Pepe, Mohamed El Neni, Gabriel Martinelli, Edin Ketia as well. So actually, it's not a very very rich bench. It's not a very rich bench, but Martinelli, El Neni, Pepe, Soares, and Martin Odegaard players on the bench.
Okay.
Yes.
It's okay. I wanted to know those.
Mm.
Okay. Let's go back there.
All right, your match prediction. What's your match prediction?
Yeah, I've sent there 3-0.
3-0.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, brilliant. So the starting 11, just to if you've just joined in, the starting 11 is Aaron Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Ben White, Gabriel Magalhaes, Nuno Tavares, as well starting Bukayo Saka, Abasa Belekonga, Ainsley Maitland-Niles replaces Thomas Partey, Emil Smith-Rowe starts. Alexander Lacazette and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Odegaard is on the bench. Martinelli, Pepe is on the bench. Cedric Soares is on the bench. Leno is on the bench as well. So match predictions, and obviously, like Frank has done, you can call in and let me know what you think. Hornet has said Sa and Sissoko can cause trouble. Yeah, I mean, everybody should know that. Everybody should know that. If you have players that are dangerous in that Watford side, it is Ismail Sarr and Sissoko. And then Cesar says Arsenal 3-0 Watford. Adebayo says Arsenal 2-0 Watford. Austin says Arsenal 2-0 Watford. Obviously. Thanks everybody for letting me know your thoughts there. So look, we were still going through the players to watch. We're still going through the players to watch. And we had talked about Nuno Tavares. And I said that, look, Nuno is a player to watch because of Ismail Sarr. Tavares has, it's gonna need to be on one of his best performances. It's gonna need one of his best performances, if not the best performance of his life, if not the best performance of his life, right? So Nuno needs to be on his best game. The other player I think is to watch in the Arsenal side is look, I don't think Tomiyasu is going to be troubled a lot. Maybe you have Emmanuel, but we shall see. We shall see. But I think Nuno in that defense needs to be on high alert. And then the Gabi Benjamin partnership, that one is going to be tested again. Yeah, that's a partnership that's going to be tested again. Gabriel and Ben White, and the reason that's why I think they're going to be tested is Joshua King, right? It's Joshua King. Joshua King is one of those very deadly, very, very, very deadly players in the Premier League. He scored a hat trick against Everton. I can't stop saying that, right? I can't stop saying that. He scored a hat trick against Everton, and he can score a hat trick against us. He can score a hat trick against us. We know Arsenal can switch off in games. Arsenal can switch off. So that's another one to keep a very, very close eye on. Joshua King. But that means Gabriel and Ben White are players to watch in this game. But the most interesting ones to watch are going to be Emil Smith-Rowe. It's going to be interesting to see what Emil Smith-Rowe can do in back-to-back games and on a consistent basis. Because for me, that is now what he lacks. The consistency. What players like Bukayo Saka have done is they have performed at a high stage at a high level, very, very, very consistently. My man Glenn is on. Is on. How are you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
How comes the screen is not full? But anyway, that's not the bigger issue. Yeah, the bigger
Yeah.
issue is 3 points today.
Hmm. Yeah. Look. Let me. I'm just gonna ask you if we don't get a win against Watford, how much disappointed will you be?
Very much, very, very much. Usually over the years, November and December are not good months for us. And
Yeah, true.
the fixtures are not easy, let's be honest. Liverpool away. I don't agree with you saying 5-0 is okay, but I know if you lose that game, it's okay. So
Yeah.
going to Liverpool away, United away, Newcastle as well, they'll have a new manager by then. It's not easy. So Watford at home, it's a team we definitely need to beat. Ranieri has been there for 3 games. They've lost 2 of them. One of them, they got smashed 5 goals by Liverpool. And on the other one, they lost at home to Southampton. So we definitely have to get 3 points here. Also because it's a home game. We cannot drop any points from home. Last season, we dropped way too many points at home.
Yeah.
Burnley, Wolves, so many teams we lost at home, so we cannot allow these teams to beat us at home. And I want another quick start. As you said earlier on, we've started games so well recently. Leicester, Palace, Villa. I want another quick start. Today.
Yeah, definitely. I think with Watford, it is it's a point of sinking them more. I don't see how they're gonna come in this game and dominate us. Right? I don't think so. It's a game where we just need to showcase our talent, showcase our artifacts, showcase whatever kind of armor we have in the arsenal, right?
Absolutely. Listen, they're not a completely useless team.
They're not.
I think there's like 5 or 6 teams worse than them. The Norwich, the Newcastles of this world. Watford do have a good forward line, a lot of pace. Dennis, that game against Everton, Watford were losing 2 goals to 1 in the 76th minute, and they scored 4 goals in the last 10 minutes. It was just pace, running. King, Dennis, Sarr. I know about Sarr because I've had him in my fantasy Premier League team the whole season, and I know how good he is in terms of on the wings.
Actually, even before they got relegated, I think he was one of their best players in that season.
He scored 2 goals against Liverpool before they were relegated, ended the unbeaten run that season, right before the lockdown and everything. He was very good. But Thomas Partey obviously missing today. I'm also not a big fan of Niles, just like you. I'm not a huge fan of Niles. But I mean, if Partey is going to miss a game, let it be at home to Watford. Listen, I want us to have a good performance away to United and away to Liverpool. But without Partey, that is almost impossible. If Partey has international break, I don't know if there's any Ghanaian fans watching, but I'm an Arsenal fan. I'd hope Partey doesn't play too many games during the international break so that he can be fit for Liverpool. Because I know what will happen if it's. I'm hearing that it's a slight groin injury. So if that's it, man. Maybe he'll play the second game for Ghana or something like that, which I'm not a fan of, because we really need him for that Liverpool game. Seriously need him. We cannot play against Liverpool without Partey.
Yeah. Do you think he's played though? Do you think though he's played Maitland-Niles for the athleticism, for the extra athleticism, probably?
Maybe, but also because we just don't have anyone else there. I know you mentioned El Neni, but El Neni, I don't know, man. El Neni against Watford at home.
Yeah, he's not fast. He's not fast.
He's not fast at all. Yeah. And Niles. In the last performance, Niles actually played well against Leeds in the Carabao Cup. He actually played well. I think I gave him like an 8 in the player ratings for that game. He did play well, but I mean, let's see how he's going to play today, because we won't have these players in January. The parties won't be here in January, so maybe we are preparing to see the likes of Niles, how it will work out without Partey in January, preparing ourselves early on so that we know how they're going to play. If we play this game today and Niles makes 3 mistakes and he lose 4-0, then we have to sign someone January 1st, not January 10th or anything. We have to sign somebody January 1st, but hopefully that doesn't happen. It's a big loss because Partey has added goals into his game recently. He's taking shots on target these days. He's a threat from headers as well, from corners.
And I think he really pushes us, going forward a lot.
His passes as well, very, very good. I don't think any of our midfielders can do that at all. So it's a huge, huge loss.
It's a huge loss. Now, look, how confident are you going into that game against a midfield of almost 4-5 players? Let's just turn on to Watford here. Right, so they have Sissoko in the midfield. They have Jiraj Kaka and Ozan Tafan, and then we have if you're going to do just direct opposites, you have Ainsley, you have Albert Lokonga, and Smith Rowe. Do we win the midfield battle? Do you think that's we win the midfield battle? Can we keep the ball, or it's or do you think are we going to play in their hands, straight into their hands?
I think it's going to be a 50-50. I think they're going to win the physical battle with Sissoko, the big guy there. But I think in terms of pace and quick movement, I think we could win it there. And the good thing is when they have three good midfielders, the moment you bypass that midfield, you now have Smith Rowe, Saka, Lacazette, and Aubameyang up against their two slow central midfielders and central defenders and their wing backs. So the moment you get past through that midfield, you have like 4 against 4, and I'd fancy Aubameyang, Lacazette, Smith Rowe, and Saka there. And also, let's see how Tavares does. I heard you mentioning Tavares likes to bomb and quad.
Tavares again. It's Mausa, and obviously, look, I think there's some debates we will have, on this, maybe in this team. Tavares and Kian. I think Tavares has really done well. If you call it taking your chance, I think he's taken his chance when Tierney is out.
Yes, he has. He's also, he can shoot the ball with the right foot, to the left foot. That is what I've really liked about him, and he's not afraid. I mean, usually last season, for example, anytime Tierney was not there, we were like, oh no, we'll have to play Xhaka there. We might have to bring Kolasinac back from loan. We might have to play Cedric as a left wing back. It used to be a mess, but now at least knowing Tierney is not there, Tavares is there, all good, nothing. He's performed since Tierney went out, and Tierney is also on the bench, so I think that is fine. I think it's good to have Tierney for the Liverpool game. So for the Liverpool game, let's say Tavares plays very, very well today. Would you still start Tierney for the Liverpool game?
Yeah, I would definitely. I still think Tierney, he's got that. He's accumulated that credit in the bank across a longer period of time than Nuno. And look, he's playing. We are playing Salah. That will be very, very different in terms of quality, in terms of pace, in terms of class. I don't think Nuno Tavares is ready for the Salah test. So I'll definitely go for Kian Tierney. I think he's done well against wingers in the Premier League right from last season. But one, I think he's doing, apart from his injuries, I think he's a very, very complete, fullback. And actually, I just asked myself if one day we shall have to lose one of them. Do you think probably we might have to lose Kian Tierney or Nuno because both of them are too good?
No. That is why he brought in Tavares, a young player. I think he'd be happy to even sit on the bench for a couple of years. So I don't think we'll lose any of them. I think that's the position where we are set for the next 2-3 years. I asked you that Liverpool question because I think we're actually going to play both of them. I think we're going to play a back five with Tierney as center. I think we're going to play a back five against Liverpool with Tierney as the left sided defender and then Tavares as the left wing back. I think we're going to start with both of them just to try and sort out Salah, as you've said. It's very hard to deal with Salah with one player. It's very, 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 very hard.
Yeah, it's and it's so hard to deal with Liverpool as a lot because they have Mane, Jota, Salah. Their wings are so sharp. Their flanks are so sharp. Trent is another. Another Salah.
Yeah, that is why you need those two players there. Maybe even with Saka on that side as well. If you have like Saka, I think we won't play a front five that day. It will be 3 out of those front 5. Probably Aubameyang, Smith Rowe, and Saka. I don't think we'll see Odegaard and Lacazette in that one. So it could be Saka on the left with Tavares and Tierney all trying to deal with Trent and Salah, and then on the other side, Tomiyasu, Ben White, and Smith Rowe trying to deal with Robertson and Mane. But hey, let's get 3 points fast today, and then we move into that game. We don't want to lose this game today.
But just Glenn, it's funny. It's so funny that we are going into the international break. We might go into the international break joint fourth. How deluded have you become over the last 7 game weeks?
I'm starting to think about the title. I'm starting to hope Liverpool and Chelsea lose games. I'm going to say, I think top 4 is still a stretch. I'm happy with top 6. I'd be happy with top 6 from where we were last season. Obviously, if we get to February and we are 4th, then you don't want to finish 7th, because that will be a bad end to the season. So I know it's a cliche, everyone always says that, but let's take it game to game, game by game. But I'm hoping if we can get top 4, that will be such a magnificent season. That means we finished ahead of West Ham, maybe United. That will mean we finished ahead of teams we did not expect to finish. But let's take it game by game. I also heard you saying in another stream that the disappointment is just starting. So I also do expect us to lose some games somewhere.
Definitely. The disappointments are still there. Watford could be a shock. You know what I've learned is, because Liverpool beat Manchester United 5-0. And the next weekend they had a 2-2 draw with Brighton, right?
Right. Yeah.
So the disappointments in this league, they never stop coming, and they are still coming. And December, I talked about December. It's a very difficult month. You have Everton, you have West Ham, you have Southampton. You have so many difficult games in that month. And if we go through December, for me, I think we can.
If you go through December, November, because November and December, they're like 10 games. We are going to play like 10 games. Like December, I think we have like 7 games in December, plus the Carabao Cup game against Sunderland. I mean, if Liverpool, it will be played on a Saturday after the international break, and then we'll play Newcastle on, I think, on a Sunday. And then that game against Man United at Old Trafford will be after 2 days. It will be a midweek game, Manchester United against Arsenal. And then Everton away, and then Southampton again. All these teams, I remember we played these 2 teams in December last year as well, Everton and Southampton. We drew with Southampton luckily, and Everton beat us at their place. And then also Leeds away is not easy. West Ham, I think West Ham is one team I do not want to face right now. I think they're one team that I'm really afraid of. I think there's a place where we are very lucky, like between Boxing Day and New Year, where people usually play like 3 games. We have some easier games. Wolves at home, Norwich away, and then every one of our players goes, and then we'll have Man City and Tottenham. I mean, if you go through that with only at least 1 loss, hopefully December 1 loss, that'd be okay.
Actually, I think we have 6 games in December.
Plus the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, plus the Carabao Cup.
That's quite 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8. It's actually 8.
We have 8 games. Come on.
8 games. 8 games in December.
8 games in December. 8. That's a lot. I think
that's a lot.
There's gonna be a lot of burnout.
Yeah, there is, especially when we are going to play Norwich on a Sunday and Wolves on a Tuesday after 1 day. So there'll have to be a lot of rotation. And I also heard that most of the African players will have to go early because of the virus and everything. They'll have to go early so that they can, I think, stay somewhere for 10 days or something. So we could be losing them around maybe Boxing Day or something. So around here, we'll have to use all our players. Now, that is why we have to even pray people like Xhaka come back in, because we need all those players fit during that period.
Maybe that justifies the fact why we are so pressing on the likes of Asensio, Zakaria, and a couple of others I've seen around.
Yeah, a lot of burnout will be there. So that's why during this period with Watford in this kind of games, we have to win all of them, as you said, Newcastle as well, and also add to our goal difference. Would you be happy with that? Let's say a 1-0 today?
No.
Yeah, I want goals.
I think halftime like 2-0, full time like 3-1.
Yeah, I want goals, because -1. That is why we are not going to be in the top 4.
Yeah, goal difference.
Yeah,
really goal difference. Because if Liverpool beats West Ham, you should have expected us to go ahead of West Ham. But the problem is goal difference. They have scored more goals and conceded less.
Yeah, we need to start scoring goals very, very soon, and it has to start today and Newcastle next time.
Yeah, Millie says Arsenal 3-1. I'm worried of Black November, but winning this one 2-1. Yeah, everybody's always worried about this month. It is it's not a joke. It's never been a joke, but it's a charade. I just hate November.
Last season, the 10 games in November and December, we won once.
Yeah.
We lost 8, I think, and drew 1. Last November and December was horrible.
Horrible, absolutely. I still remember that time. What I remember about that period is troops had gone to USA. And he didn't win a game. I think was it 6 weeks, 8 weeks?
We beat United, and then after that we never won another game.
Yeah, we never won a game until Boxing Day.
Until Smith Rowe came into the team, that's when we were losing.
Exactly.
Every game.
Until Boxing Day, we had no win. But speaking about Emil Smith Rowe, shot number 10, signed that new contract. He's improved a lot, I think. Personally, he's improved Arsenal as a team, but he's also improved as a player, because I think he's adding goals now to his game. And I think he's a little bit more decisive than the player he was. Very good at holding the ball and things like that, but the end product was a little bit lacking. I think now his end product is becoming a little bit more mature. He didn't get the call up on England. Just your reaction on that. Do you think he's become one of the best youngsters in Premier League? And your reaction on not being called for England top football?
He's definitely one of my favorite players at Arsenal right now. Every time he has the ball, you know how he used to feel when Arshavin used to have the ball, Alexis Sanchez used to feel like something is going to happen here. We're going to get the goal. That's what I feel with Saka and Smith Rowe. Every time Smith Rowe has the ball, I feel like something could happen here. He's going to pick up the right pass, or he's going to shoot the ball, he's going to dribble somewhere. Something always happens with Smith Rowe when he has the ball. These days it's goals, luckily. 2 seasons ago, Aubameyang scored all of our goals, basically. He was scoring all of our goals. FA Cup semi-final 2 goals, final 2 goals. And in that season, we were like, we need midfielders to start scoring next season to help Aubameyang with the scoring next season for us to get into the top 6. Well, when last season started, Aubameyang goals dried up and the midfielders were not scoring. So you're not scoring any goals at all. So this season, we wanted, I think we did a prediction show with Cossy, and we asked how many goals Pepe is going to score, how many goals Smith Rowe is going to score. And I wanted at least 6 or 7 goals from Smith Rowe, 6 or 7 goals from Saka, at least. We were actually asking for around 10 to 12 goals from Pepe. He has a lot to do to get to that because he hasn't scored any. Again, Lacazette at least 10 goals, Aubameyang at least 15 goals. Aubameyang is on the way there. I think Lacazette, if he starts most of the games, he should get 10.
Yeah. I think January, unless he moves out, but I think in general, in that January period, he's going to be the king.
Yeah, Saka, Smith Rowe, we needed some goals from them as well for us to compete or to get to the top 6. So for him not being called in England, I do think Saka is a bit ahead of him in terms of England. But when you start seeing players, when players don't perform, when you start seeing, okay, Ward-Prowse has not been that great the last 6 games for Southampton. He was good last season. Maybe it's a bit too early for him to get called up, fine. Again, there's also a bit of selfishness. We are not English fans, so there's a bit of selfishness of, you know what, at least he gets to rest for those 2 weeks. But the problem is that he doesn't get to rest. He actually goes to play
playing with the under-21.
That's the problem. So why not call him up at least once? Because I think from that whole squad, maybe 4 or 5 players have been better than Smith Rowe this season. Even the defense, when I start seeing people like Mings, Maguire, and Shaw, how many of those players have played better than Ben White this season? I don't think there's any. United concede 3 goals per game. Aston Villa.
And their direct mistakes from Harry Maguire.
Direct mistakes. Again, Shaw the other day. Aston Villa have been really, really bad with Mings. In fact, Aston Villa have been really bad. If you guys are watching this breaking news, the Aston Villa manager has been sacked right now. And that's how bad Aston Villa have been. So why is Mings getting picked up ahead of White? So let's hope Smith Rowe gets called up. I mean, the World Cup is next year, so hopefully by then he will have convinced Southgate or whoever is English manager by then that he definitely deserves a spot.
Just a moment. I think Aston Villa have made a big mistake. Yeah,
at least they waited for us to beat them, though. they spent a lot of money, so you can understand.
Maybe, but and then lastly, because I'm not going to extend this beyond match kickoff. But Saka, do you think? Look, I think Saka has become a non-negotiable in the Arsenal side. Something that I really, really, really fancy and I really love. But the fact that Saka is, falling a little bit behind, and is it because of match fitness, or you just feel it's just it's that kind of natural curve, and he'll eventually come around?
Oh yes, I mean, if you are to rate him between the time he started and now, he's even done more than we expected him to do already. So a couple of breaks here, and I do think he needs a break somewhere, because he'll go to England and play all 2 or 3 games this international break, and then he'll come back to Arsenal. He's the first name in the starting lineup. So I think he's played way too many games. In the Euros, he played way too many games. Obviously, after missing that penalty, he was not okay for maybe even 2 months or 3 months. Maybe he needs a couple of days break. December, that's when he'll get his break, because those games are so many. He'll have to get a break somewhere. He cannot play all of them, but he's still one of the first players to be picked in that lineup alongside Gabriel these days. He's definitely the first one to be picked. So I'm going for a 3-1, by the way.
3-1. I'm going for a 3-1 as well.
Yeah, Aubameyang has scored how many goals? He scored 6 goals against Watford before. That's the second. That's the second best opponent he's faced. He's scored 7 against Burnley and 6 against Watford. So let's hope he gets to 8, as you said, 2 more goals.
All right. Thank you, bro. Last comment. Partey. Why is Partey not starting? That's according to Samuel. Partey just picked up some groin from a cafeteria somewhere, so he cannot really start. But I think one player shouldn't change the game plan. One player shouldn't change the way we play. We should have a structure. We've already said that. Should have a structure. Glenn is going for 3-1. We'll have him in his fan cam, and I'm going for 3-1. I'll be here for the match reaction as well. Make sure you guys keep it very, very simple, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Thank you so much for Glenn for coming on as well.
No problem. Thank you.